everybody, welcome back. And today we're going to look about the last fruit of spirit, or the ninth fruit of spirit, self-control. And today, let's jump into our topic. So self-control, first we need to know is, what is self-control? So there's a verse that clearly explains this in Proverbs 25:28. And this verse says, like a city whose walls are broken down is a man who lacks self-control. So this verse is trying to say, in ancient times, cities would used to have walls to protect their city. But in our times, we have borders to protect our city. So let's go back into our place. So there's walls to protect our city. But if we do not have those walls, enemies would attack. And if we do have those walls, enemies cannot attack. But you would be thinking, how is this symbolic or relating to self-control? So let's say the wall is symbolic to self-control. Let's say we have a self-control wall. So with this self-control wall, we cannot be deceived by the fruits of flesh. But if we do not have these self-control walls, that means Satan can easily deceive us from the single-mindedness of Christ. So now we just looked at that. This self-control can stop delivering the fruits of flesh. And you can read about the fruits of flesh in Galatians 5th chapter 19 to 21. And if we saw them, let's take an example of one of the fruits of flesh. So let's take a fruit of flesh as an example, anger. So in Ephesians 4th chapter 26 to 27, if we look in this verse, it says, in your anger, do not sin. This means do not let the sun go down while you're still in anger. So this means we cannot show our anger even after the sun is going down. This means though that we are giving a foothold to Satan, which is providing us a sin. So we cannot show anger after the sun sets. But this does not give us a reason to be angry for no reason. Okay? We cannot still do that just because this verse has said. This verse is not trying to relate to that. And rather it insists in the scriptures though, in our development of the new creation, our weakness is our flesh. So this means we will show anger. But Apostle Paul has clearly said, as a practical reason, we must repent and come back. And after we come back, we must get rid of all the sinful qualities we were showing and join his love and show the fruit of spirit, self-control. Okay, so let's look at this. So now we've looked at two ways how we can compare anger to self-control. So let's carry on. So it says we cannot justify ourselves. This means we cannot show anger and say they're making me angry, because that's trying to say we're judging people that are making us angry. So this means we're trying to say we're comparing ourselves with God. And this is what Satan wants us to do. But we should not do this and be humble. And to clearly explain this, we look in James 1st chapter 20th verse. James does not have a first chapter and any other chapters than one. So we'll just say James 20th verse. So in this verse, it says, human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. A very important verse. So now you can understand that God does not like the human anger. But even if we show it, we must get rid of it before sundown. So let's look at this. So we know that in the Bible, if you have read it, you will know Jesus Christ has even shown anger in some points. But how is this different to the fleshly anger that humans show? Well, we'll look at that in the arrow 23 video. Not 23, sorry, 32 video. See you then. Bye.